So today we're going to be ranking Flash games. I have 28 of the finest Flash games I've ever played. And I'm also pretty sure like the only ones I've ever played. And I'm going to be rating them S tier all the way down to E tier. I use E instead of F because in my high school, we didn't use Fs. We used E's for some. Everybody makes fun of me for it, but I'm going to do it this way because then you're going to get mad in the comments. But yeah, I got all these games that we're going to be putting on the tier list, and I'm going to make a lot of people angry with this video. It's not going to be a good thing, but that also doesn't matter because like, yeah, let's just start. So first one, Age of War. Okay, so Age of War is one of those games that you can play a lot of the time. You're going to keep getting better at. And it's always a fun time because, you know, it's war. You fight them. They have all the different difficulty levels. So even if you're trash, you can still find a little bit of enjoyment out of it. But I wouldn't say it's S tier. I wouldn't even say it's A. I'd put it at a comfortable B. Because the problem with Age of War is it's not like unlimited content, or it's not like content that I couldn't live without, but it is still really good content. I am happy that I've played Age of War before. But also for these games, you'll see there are no sequels or anything like that. Basically, I am basing these games off the best game of them. So like for Duck Life, I'm basing it off of Duck Life 3 because that's my favorite, but we're only going to put them down once because it's all in a series, and I'm not going to rate every single one of the run games. That would take forever. So yeah, we won't have Age of War 2. We're just going to go on like that. And then along with that, now we have Bloons. This is just the regular Bloons. This is the Bloons where you just kind of pop them. You use your mouse and you're like, oh, let me pop that balloon. Let me show you what this game is, just in case anybody doesn't know what it is. Basically, it's this. It's one of these types of puzzle games. It's all right. I wouldn't call it bad. It's just not revolutionary. So I think it belongs in C because it's not bad. It's not amazing. It's just kind of there. But because of Bloons, we also got Bloons Tower Defense. And Bloons Tower Defense 5, that was the Bloons that I really started on, that I kind of played the most of. So this is the one that I'm going with, that I'm rating it off of. I do love Bloons Tower Defense 6, but I don't really count that as a Flash game. And honestly, Bloons Tower Defense 5 is an S tier. Bloons Tower Defense 5 is one of the greatest Flash games ever made. It's one of the best games ever made in general. Like, you can do so much with it. There is so much content. People base their entire YouTube channels off of it. Well, that and the newer Bloons games, but you know what I mean. Bloons has so much content, especially when you're not just looking at Bloons 5. There are all the older ones. They're really good. And yeah, I cannot really see anything wrong with it. It is just an amazing game. Chat, keep getting mad. It's okay. Burrito Bison. Now, Burrito Bison is a weird one because a lot of these games, actually, I did not play until I decided to speedrun them. And Burrito Bison, I really don't have that casual nostalgia flavor in my mouth. Like, I don't have that heavy nostalgia from it. But even then, I can see that it's an S tier game. It's just that good. Burrito Bison is one of the games, it has pretty much perfected that type of game. It's just fun. Okay, I don't have the nostalgia from it, but I can still accept that this is an S tier game. It's so good. But then we move on to Cat Mario. So the thing about Cat Mario, when you really look at it, Cat Mario does what it needs to do. Cat Mario is trying to make you upset. So it does that really well. If you're just looking to troll your friend, you're like, hey, check out this game I found. You know, it works really well. But if we're rating it as a game, it's just the original Mario Bros. But you're a cat and everything kills you. It's a D. It's not a bad game, because it just has so much stuff you can do. You can troll your friends so much. It's a good time, but it just doesn't, it's not a good game. I have so much nostalgia from it, so I want to rate it even higher, but I just can't, I can't ethically decide to do that. So then we move on to Desktop Tower Defense. And it makes sense because it's literally about being on your desktop and not doing work. So of course people are going to play it when they're not doing work. And I think the thing about it is it's a really good tower defense game, all things considered. You have the power-ups, you can upgrade, you can do all those types of things. But by today's standards, if I'm looking at every Flash game and how good they are today, it's not a Bloons Tower Defense 5. I'll give it a B because what it did for tower defense games, it was so popular, so many people played it, and it's a good game at its core, but it's nothing really too special. And this is where we get to Duck Life. One of the most popular things that has ever been on my channel. Some might say, what really made me? You can't call me the Ludwig guy. You call me the Duck Life guy, not the who's Ludwig? All I know is Duck Life. I think if you look at the first game, it's not amazing. The first game, it's fun, but it's so repetitive. If you look at the second game, also the same thing, it's even more repetitive. But once you get to the third game, they introduce the evolutions. They introduce all those cool things that you can do with it. It becomes more fun. And it's really just such a good game. It's just so easy to watch, so easy to play. I have to give it an S. If not only for it being so popular on my channel, and you know, you're always gonna have biases in your tier list. You're always gonna have biases, but that's an S, at least for me. But then we have Henry Stickmin. Now, Henry Stickmin is an interesting game. At least before I started doing speedruns of Flash games, when I thought of Flash games, I would think of Henry Stickmin. I remember playing that one golf game at the beginning of Henry Stickmin 2, where you just hit the golf ball and then the guy comes out and he's like, oh, here's your prize, and then the rabbit steals it. That is something that has always been ingrained in my memory. And it's such a good game. It's just a fun, it's an S. We have way too much in S tier. But I guess these are the games I know and the games I remember, so it kind of makes sense. Chat, I did mean fancy pants. I said Henry Stickmin, but I meant fancy pants. I said Henry Stickmin, but I meant fancy. I meant fancy pants, chat. I knew what game I was talking. I was just saying the wrong name. Okay, he's a Stickmin. Well, then what about Henry Stickmin? We're gonna get to Henry Stickmin when we get to Henry Stick. It's gonna come. Fireboy and Lava Girl, or Fireboy and Watergirl. I always mess that up. When I first saw that comment that someone was like, hey, you should play this, I thought they were talking about this. When someone asked me to speedrun Fireboy and Watergirl, I thought they meant playing a game from Shark Boy and Lava Girl the first time I saw it. I thought they were talking about this absolute banger of a movie. But no, it is, the game is Fireboy and Watergirl. And the thing about Fireboy and Watergirl is it has a bunch of levels. And it has some really good things, but in all the level designs for all the games I have played, they have really good levels, and then they have really bad levels. There are some absolute stinkers in there, and that's why I have to go with a B. If it was more consistent, it would probably be an A tier. I don't think I'd ever put it in an S tier, but it's just not consistent enough for me. So now we get to Learn to Fly 3. Now I understand most of you youngsters have never played Learn to... Okay, that's the wrong name again. Why do I not know names? Chat, what's this game called again? Fly Like a Bird. That's the name of it. That was the name I was looking for. Fly Like a Bird 3. I assume most of the people watching this video have never played this game before. This game's good. What you do is you get to play as a bird. You get to fly around a city. I think they also had multiplayer, or it was like fake multiplayer where they said it was multiplayer and then really it wasn't. But you get to fly like a bird. You know, you get to explore the entire city, walk around like that. Oh God, this game is absolutely dated. Okay, can we find a part where he's pooping on someone? I think that was a mechanic. Chat, can you confirm or deny if pooping on people was a mechanic with this game? He's gonna poop. It was. Okay, well. Can you poop? All right, in this video, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to show off the greatest fly like a bird mechanic, which is pooping. You can poop on people, and that's awesome. You know, this game has a lot of nostalgia for me. I've never seen this game in my entire life. Yeah, you're uncultured. But in all reality, it's probably C. I mean, there wasn't much to do. You saw how empty that city was. It wasn't too much, but it is Fly Like a Bird. That's my nostalgia talking. I don't care. I'm going to put it in C. Then we get to Happy Wheels. Okay, it's S tier. It's made so much money for so many YouTubers. And I mean, it's just a fun game to play. It's just so many, like, you can do so much with. Nobody should have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere past that. It's just good. And then we have Henry Stick. Okay, it's another easy S. Yeah, I might as well just put all the easy S's in there right now. We have Henry Stickmin, we have Raft Wars, we have Super Smash Flash. These are just game Learn to Fly. Maybe not S for Learn to Fly. But then I have to explain my okay, but basically for all these games, they're good games. They stand the test of time. Henry Stickmin, they made the Henry Stickmin collection. Amazing game. Raft Wars is just fun. You fight against people, you get to murder. Super Smash Flash, this was the go-to game if you didn't have Super Smash Brothers, if you didn't have a Nintendo console. And look, Nintendo, it's okay. You know, you don't got to take down their projects. You don't got to take down fan projects, please. Good games altogether. And like I said, Learn to Fly, that'll go in A tier. I think it's really fun. I think it's got a lot of stuff going for it. Is it a perfect game? No. Does it belong up here with these ones? Maybe. But we're going to put it in A anyway because A is empty, okay? I can't look like that much of a simp for Flash games. Impossible Quiz. Impossible Quiz is a fun game. It's fun to try to mess around with, but at the end of the day, it's just a BuzzFeed quiz before BuzzFeed. It's fun. It's nostalgic. It's something you should play, but it's just point and click. It's a C tier. Jacksmith. Jacksmith is a very good game. I'd put it in B because it's a very good game. It has some stuff you can do with it. It's just not as active as other games, I guess. Like, there's more you can do, which then I have to go to Papa's, by the way, which is an A. And I'm only rating it above Jacksmith because of my own nostalgia. And I admit that and get over it. This isn't an objective tier list, okay? It's EaziestSpeezy's tier list. It's my tier list. It's not objective. You don't have to agree with me. It's okay. Calm down. Dude, look, I know you're saying EaziestSpeezy is the worst person in the world. He can suck 3. Never mind. I know you're saying that right now, but calm down. Kingdom Rush. Pretty good. C tier. I don't have the nostalgia from it. I liked playing it, but it wasn't anything amazing. It just was, compared to Bloons, I have to compare all of my tower defense experiences to Bloons, and it's just not anything amazing compared to that. And then we have Line Rider. The thing about Line Rider, this is an interesting one because I've never played Line Rider. I've just seen some of the things people have done with Line Rider, and it's really cool because you can sync it up with the beat. You can make it look pretty cool. So I think it's an easy B tier. It's a very comfortable B tier where it's just like you can do cool stuff with it, but that also takes time. I'm going to go play some Happy Wheels instead. I get immediate satisfaction out of Happy Wheels. Line Rider, I have to set everything up. Immediate satisfaction. Bloody death. Yes. It's a good, you know, it's just more immediate satisfaction for my kid brain. Poptropica. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary school, every time we got a break, everybody in the class would play Poptropica. Everybody in the class would just get on Poptropica and have a good time. But then you would lose all your progress because you wouldn't use the same computer. So that would be kind of sad. But we played a lot of Poptropica. And I have so much nostalgia from it, but it's a B. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It has a lot of nostalgia from me, but it's just not, it's okay. Then we have QWOP. That's E. It's not a good game. I have to move some of these. We're going to move some S tiers. There can't be that many in S tier. Like, it just doesn't show how amazing they are if there's that many. We have to move a couple of these. I'm comfortable with that. Duck Life. I love Duck Life. You all know I love Duck Life. I just love games more than I love Duck Life. That's all it is. I love you, but you have very bad takes. Please shut up. Chat, how about you make your own tier list? All right, bud. Red Ball. Red Ball's a fun game. I think they made a lot of them, which makes it better because at first, if you only had one Red Ball game, you could only play so much. A cool thing about Red Ball is all the games are really different, so they do some different things. For me, personally, it's a B tier. It's a good B tier. Justice for Duck Life. Chat, I'm already really... I already don't know if I want Duck Life to be an A tier, okay? I already don't know. I'm confused. Just give us a bit. Run. Fun game. A game I would always come back to when I was done with class. I would come back to Run. I played like the first 10 levels. That's it. Never played any more than those first 10 levels. I was out of there. Good game. Especially once you start adding in the power-ups. You know, Run 2 is different than Run 3 and Run 1. And they make it a little bit different. Can't put it in A tier though. It's a B tier. And then we got Snail Bob. So here's one of the problems that I have with certain games. Certain games just don't have as much replayability as other games. Now, the thing that like a game like Snail Bob has is it has so many of them. So that factor doesn't really matter as much. Like if you look in any of the S tier games, they're all ones that you could replay, that you'll always enjoy. It won't get grindy. It'll just be pure fun. Now, Snail Bob, it has interesting puzzles. I don't have that much nostalgia from it. I think it's a C tier. I think, which C is good, chat. C is average. And I mean, looking at this list, there aren't many average. Everything's above average, but we're not going to talk about that. Just good. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. Do you agree with Speezy's list? Yep, he right. I agree. 30%? Really? Dang. There is no game Now, there is no game. It's one of those things that it's kind of like some of the other ones. There's not as much replayability. You'll play it once. It's a fun time because you get to mess around with it. You could speedrun it, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's a 5-minute experience, and it's a really good 5-minute experience, but you're not going to play it again. There is no game A. The thing is, I wouldn't put There is no game A in here just because it doesn't have that replayability as much as some of these other games on here. I think it's fairly similar to the other C games, or to the other B games. It has around this, it's just, chat, it's so easy to put everything in A. Honestly, I have way too much in B right now. More stuff should be C, more stuff should be D. But to be honest, with pretty much all of these games, I'm not going to put any of them in D or E because these are the games I remember and the games I had fun with. So obviously it's going to be an inflated tier list. Like obviously if you took like a Flash game I played like once and never played again, it would be much easier to like put all the, if I had every Flash game I could think of, obviously there would be more down, but these are the ones I remember. So obviously it's going to be a little bit more inflated, but I'm just trying to keep it all together. Technically it's not a game. That's fair. You know what? That'll make everybody happy. Not a game. By the way, go follow my Twitter. I see you watching the YouTube video. Also subscribe. Follow the Twitter and subscribe. So we're just going to move on to There Is Only One Level. There Is Only One Level. Good game. Fun game. Only 20 levels in it though, so I'm going to go with C. It's very close between B and C. I'll go for nice and quality B minus. It's in the gear. And then we finally have the last one that a lot of you have been waiting for. We finally have the world's hardest game. Where is EaziestSpeezy going to put the world's hardest game? Because you'll see in these games, the ones that are made solely for rage, solely to just like drive it, I don't rank very highly. I really don't. But I can't disrespect the king. Because at the end of the day, there is no game. It might be a rage game, but there is so much intention put behind it. And when you beat it, it feels better than almost anything, any kind of experience of a Flash game you're going to get. It's an A tier. Hey guys, I just made a new tweet. I just made a new tweet. Go check out my new tweet. I just made a cool new tweet, chat. Oh God, 2 comments already. You are right. I hope you stub your toe. Sad face. All right, that's my tier list. Yeah, it's I'm not excited about what's going to be in these comment sections. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see some more content by me, definitely hit that subscribe button. You know, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, gets more people angry once they see this tier list. That's going to be the greatest part of it. All right, goodbye YouTube. Goodbye. Suited bird. Why haven't you ended the video yet? End the video. Goodbye YouTube. End the video.